Hi, 7th graders. We're on lesson 7-7, which starts on page 386 in your textbook. We're going to be finding the surface area of prisms and cylinders. So we are familiar with prisms and cylinders, and rectangular prisms and triangular prisms and cylinders, and we are familiar with finding the volume of them. So now we are going to work on finding the surface area. So if we look at this rectangular prism right here, we're going to be talking about lateral area and total surface area. So a lateral face, which is one of your vocabulary words, is any of the surfaces that are not a base. So you can see this pink outlined rectangle right here would be a base, and the base would be on the other side on the bottom there. So all of these faces on the sides are lateral faces. So then the lateral surface area of a solid is the sum of the areas of its lateral faces. And then the total surface area is the sum of the areas of all of its surfaces. Confusing, I know, but hopefully by the end of the video, it'll make a little bit more sense. So in order to find the total surface area, we have to find the lateral area first, and then we use the lateral area to help us find the surface area. So lateral area is, or the lateral surface area, it's also known as lateral area, is the perimeter, which is labeled P, of the base times the height h of the prism. So it's confusing because we were just saying the lateral faces are not the bases, but to find the lateral area, we take the perimeter of the base and then we times it by the height. Okay, the total surface area then, we take our lateral area, which is perimeter times height, and then we add it to the area of both of the bases. Okay? So you can write it either as S, which is total surface, or S, which is surface area, equals L, lateral area, plus 2. And remember, our capital B means area of the base. So 2 times area of the base. Or, if you want to forget the lateral area part, you can write it as surface area equals perimeter of the base times the height, plus 2 times the area of the base. We're going to do quite a few examples for you to use these formulas. So here is one example. First we're going to find the lateral area, and then we'll find the total surface area. And I know it says method 1 and 2, but this is the only method that we're going to use in this video. So let's look at our rectangular prism. Okay, the first thing, so lateral, remember, means L equals capital P, which is perimeter of the base times the height. Okay, perimeter of the base. So perimeter, since it's a rectangular prism, here's our base right here. Okay, we know that we can find the perimeter by taking 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, or we add up all the sides, 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 7, which is the same as 2 times 7 plus 2 times 3, and then we get 20. So 20 then is our lateral, or no, sorry, 20 is our perimeter of the base. We add that to our equation, L equals PH. So 20 is our capital P, times 12, because 12 is our height, and our lateral area then is 240. Now we need to find the total surface area. So total surface area, remember, is P times H plus 2B. Okay, we just found capital PH, or the perimeter, times the height. Area of the base, so it's a rectangular base. So we take the area, which is 3 times 7, and then we get 21. and then we plug all of this into our surface area equation. So P times H, remember, is 240. So put that over there. Plus, and then 2 times our capital B, our base, which is 21, and we get 282. Okay, so to recap, remember our 240 is our lateral area, which we got from taking the perimeter of the base and multiplying it by the height. Okay, so that's our lateral area, so we're going to break it up into steps. And then we took our area of the base, which is 7 times 3, but remember, because there's 2 bases, we're multiplying it by 2. Our lateral area, by the way, is all of the sides, the area of all of the sides. Okay, and then we include the area of the 2 bases. So basically we're finding the sides, and then we're finding the top and the bottom. And this is how we figure it out. Okay, let's do a few more examples together. And I don't want that one, I want this one. Okay, so to recap again, surface area is the sum of the areas of all of its surfaces. And because it's areas, even though it's the sum of it, it would be units squared. So S equals perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. Very important for you to remember this. If you have your flippy thing, your foldable thing, and you want to include that on your notes on the back if you're out of space, or just make sure that you include it in your notes. Okay, so we have 3 figures that we're going to find the surface area of. So we have our rectangular prism. Okay, I'm going to try to write this as neat as I can. So first we want to find L. Oops, we don't want that. We want this. Okay. Equals, remember, perimeter times height. Okay, so here's our base on the bottom here. Okay, so we're going to find the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the base is 2 times 5 plus 2 times 3, or you can go 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. So we know then that P equals 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 3 plus 3 is 6, so we get 16. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 times 2 is 6, so we still get 16. And then, so P equals 16, and H equals 4. So now we know that L equals 16 times 4, which equals 16 times 4 equals, 64 yards squared. Okay, now we're going to find our total surface area. Remember, our total surface area, we take whatever L is. So we have 64 plus 2 times, we'll just go 2 times B, which is the area of the base. Okay, so we want to find B, the area of the base. So we're going back to our base. To find the area of a rectangle, we take 5 times 3, so we get 15. Okay, so now we're going to put 15 into our B. So we get 64 plus 2 times 15. Okay, let's put this in right here so you know that that's what we're doing. So 64 plus, and then we have 2 times 15, which is 30. So 64 plus 30 equals 94 yards squared. So the total surface area is 94 yards squared. Okay, now we have a triangular prism. So we want to find the total surface area. So we find L, which is the perimeter of the base times the height. So here's our base. Okay, perimeter of the base. So we have 6 plus 8, which is 14, and then our diagonal, which is labeled over on this side, is 10. And we know that this base and this base are the same, so we know that the diagonal is both going to be 10 for both of them. So 6 plus 8 is 14 plus 10, so we have 24. And then our height is 7. 24 times 7, so we take 24 times 7, and we get 168 inches squared. We're going to circle this so we know that that's our L, lateral area. Okay, now for our S. Let's go back to black. Okay, remember our surface area is L plus 2 times B. So let's just plug it in right here. 168 plus 2 times the area of the base. Okay, so the area of the base would be, so it's a triangle, so we think back, area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. So we have 1/2 times 8, and then the height is 6. So 1/2 times 8 is 4. So let's just write that here. 1/2 times 8 times 6. So I know 1/2 times 8 is 4 times 6 is 24. So we're going to put that in for our area of the base, 24. So then S equals 168 plus 48, because 2 times 24 is 48. And we get 216 inches squared. 216 inches squared is the surface area. Lateral area is 168. Okay, we have one more. Cylinder. Our lateral area, again, is perimeter times height. Okay, this is our base, except even though we can't find the perimeter of our circle of the base, we can use circumference. So circumference, remember, is the outside of a circle. So even though we don't call it perimeter, it is very similar to perimeter, and we're going to use it to find the length of the outside of the circle. Okay, so we are given that the diameter is 8. So if we think way back, since we're given the diameter, then C equals pi times D. So then if we put that into our calculator, C equals pi times 8. We get 25.1. And now we want to multiply that by our height. So let's write that over here. So our perimeter, which is actually our circumference, is 25.1. And then we're going to multiply that by 9.4. 25.1 times 9.4 equals 216 235.94. Okay? So we have L equals 235.94. Okay? Our surface area then is L, which is 235.94 plus 2 times the area of the base. Okay, so let's find the area of the base down here. B equals, okay, area of a circle, remember, is pi r squared. Pi times r, radius, we're given our diameter, which is 8. So radius then is 4, because radius is half of the diameter. And then we square it, because remember area equals pi r squared. Okay, I know that 4 squared is 16, so I'm just going to type in 16 times pi, and I'm using the pi symbol on my calculator, and I get 50.3. Okay, which is going to be entered in right in our capital B. Okay, so now I'm going to enter all this in my calculator. 235.94 plus 2 times 50.3, and I get 336.54 meters squared. Okay, I know this is a little confusing, and I know there's a lot of steps to it. There's some more examples in your book if you want to go back and look at that. Otherwise, you can rewatch the movie. Oh, excuse me. And make sure you log on to NICU and take the 7-7 NICU quiz. There's a question that goes along with each one of these problems. So if you took really good notes, or if you want to go back and take notes, there's a question that goes along with a rectangular prism, a triangular prism, and a cylinder. Have a super evening.